Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel and happy Makeup Monday. You guys know Makeup Mondays is where we go through all of the new makeup releases and we talk about the shenanigans. No, really we talk about like what are the products that I'm saying we, but really it's me. I talk about the products that I'm interested in, but I like to think about the products from the perspective of, what can we expect in terms of, are these going to go on sale? Should we wait? Should we buy them now? Just kind of like what we're seeing in the beauty space. That's where I like to approach things from. And that is because if this is your first time joining me, welcome. On my platform, on my little side of the interwebs, I really like to focus on high-end luxury indie products and how to get them at the best prices. So if you're interested in all of the tips and tricks and my sort of thoughts on that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join the fam. So for my new makeup releases, I go through my girl Jamie's page. That is Makeup on Your Radar. I will be skipping over a couple of things just because if I'm not interested in it, I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah, that's what we're going to be going through today to look at all of the new makeup releases. And y'all, these releases don't stop for nothing. Like, they didn't even slow down a bit, You would think with Black Friday being done, Christmas around the corner, we might have a little pause or something in new releases. No, they don't care. They just gonna keep pumping this stuff out. But what we're not gonna do is get caught up in it. That's what we're not gonna do. So let me scooch over to the side so I can insert the photos and let's just chat about what's coming out, what's been sneaked or released and whatnot. Okay, and I am using my ring lights today, plus I have my bedroom light on, so the little halo is not Jesus shining down on me. It's just that it's cold and dark today, like hella dark. I don't know if it's supposed to rain or something, but the sun isn't sunning and I film in natural light, so I gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so starting from the top, making all the way down, NARS is releasing what they've already released 5 times over. Like, somebody needs to tell me and prove to me that this is not a palette that already exists. So it's the Afterglow Irresistible Eyeshadow Palette, and it looks like there's 2 lip products that comes along with it. And it's going to be available on the 24th on NARS website. This is a neutral palette. Like, this has to be one that already exists. Like, did I miss something? Is this a re-release? Y'all, the math ain't math in all this. Like, I'm confusion. Like, because this is definitely an existing palette. Like, at least in my mind. I'm okay, let's just keep on moving. So Marc Jacobs has a new fragrance. It's called Daisy Wild. And what are the notes? So jasmine, banana blossom. Fragrance is weird because I feel like, one, I never buy a fragrance until I can smell it because most fragrances are really expensive, especially from the like luxury brands, and I need to smell it. And I've come to realize that most people who do like fragrance reviews, excuse me, they don't exactly follow my kind of like fragrance palette, because every time I listen to reviews on specific fragrances that people love and then I smell it, I'm like, no. And that is partly because I fully get it. Most people do prefer something that's a little bit lighter, maybe more floral, maybe more feminine, kind of sweet, kind of food, cupcakey kind of sense. And I was born to smell like somebody's granny from the 50s. And don't take that the wrong way. Like, I just prefer more mature, classic scents, which a lot of people associate with being a little old school, which is fine. Like, if you don't like it, that's it. But I like it. Like, I like the Chanel No. 5s. I like the more musky scents. I like the scents that border masculinity a little bit. That just kind of smells like old money. Like, I want to smell like an old rich white lady. And I'm joking, obviously, but like, no, I just prefer those like slightly more elevated, more masculine, not more masculine, but more sophisticated scents. And I don't think I know a lot of people that do like to lean that way. So I just wait until I go into these stores to smell it. And I will say I have liked the Marc Jacobs scents. Like, sometimes while I prefer the more musky scents, I do like something I do appreciate lighter scents as well that are a little bit more floral and a little bit more summery. If it kind of like gives me vibes of like beachy Caribbean vibes, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just want to smell like I'm home. So I do while I'm definitely in the musky vein, I do dabble in other scents as well. And honestly, my scent profile varies on like the mood that I'm in or the mood that I want to be in. So if I'm in a happy kind of summery mood, I might wear it. Or if I just want to feel like I'm in a summery mood, I'd wear it. Like right now, it's cold and gray and dark outside. So I could see myself putting on something that makes me feel like I'm on a beach on a tropical island somewhere. But I feel like I've been rambling about scents. But I'm not buying that. And I find that Marc Jacobs scents tend to end up at TJ Maxx stores. So you might actually be able to like wait for a little bit and get it at a discount if it shows up at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So next up, and I've seen this palette everywhere, Ensley Rain, they have the Cold Moon palette that's launching. The imagery on this is nice. It's gonna be out on the 26th. I have not seen a price on this though. Oh, so it's gonna be $72.22. I don't understand the pricing because it's not like a whole number. It's a very odd number. Also, if it isn't up, it's not going to be up before this video. But I did just film an entire Chatty Get Ready with me talking about indie prices and where they are now. It's going to be an interesting one, so stay tuned for that and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. But I'm done. I'm done. That, like, the synopsis, the summary, the, like, cliff notes, I am done. I'm done with these brands that are charging us $70+ for eyeshadow palettes. That's it. So this kind of falls in that vein. Now, in addition to being done with these prices, I am not interested in how cool toned and how light this is, because this is not going to look right on me, in my opinion. These are frosty, and frosty shades are very... thematic sounds like the wrong word, but like they're very situational. Like there are going to be certain instances where I want to wear a frosty shade and they're not enough for me to buy a full-size palette like this. Plus this is a lot of shades. What is this? 3, 7, 21? Yeah, 21 shades. All of these are icy. There are only 2 really deep mattes. Everything else is kind of like, no, it's going to be a hard pass for me. Yeah. It's okay. And like, is it pretty? Yes. Would it probably be something different in my collection? Sure. But not $72, man. And what let's see what they are claiming. So it's 4 multi-dimensional holochromes, 1 multi-chrome, 3 duochromes, 2 ultra sparkly shimmers, 1 classic satin shimmer. I'm just going to keep on moving because I feel like I'm gonna be mad. Next up, did we talk about this before? Simply Posh has the Aurora Lights palette. This is available now, and it's $45. That's not bad. Anything under $50, I'm okay with, for the most part. And this is 18 shades, 12 of which are mattes, and then you have a row of shimmers. This is actually really pretty. I like this a lot. And I like the way that this is arranged. So you have a light matte shade, which is like the transition shade, and then the shade at the bottom is the deep matte shade, which would pair with it, and then you have the shimmer. So this could be like a, you know, like you just go down the road for a look. You know, you have the light shade, the dark shade. So the light shade will be your transition, the dark shade will be like your outer corner shade, and then you put the shimmer all over the lid and you're done. I really like how this is arranged. This is nice. And I think that these are just, well, they call it shifty shimmers. I don't know what that means. Probably like the standard duochromes. I don't think I've ever tried anything from Simply Posh, so I don't know what the formula is like, so I can't tell you like the quality, but this is pretty. It definitely feels like a very summery, springy palette though, so it's kind of odd that this is coming out now, because this feels to me more like a spring release. Yeah, that's cute. I don't know who this is. I'm just gonna skip that. I think we talked about this, but if not, the Mica Beauty Shop Earth Wizards palette. I think this is the official reveal. So we have 15 shades, 10 of which are mattes, and then we have 5 shimmers. And this is going to be $60.02. What is with the like random price? Is it, are they like a UK based brand and you convert in pounds to US? Because that has to be it. So with it, you get 10 mattes and apparently it's 5 multi-chromes. 15 shades, $60. I don't want it. I don't. I just think that I don't understand the pricing of palettes anymore. So like, that's gonna be the theme of my entire feelings for this whole video. Yeah, I think they must be a UK based brand and it's in pounds, because that makes sense. There's also the Blooming palette, which is a very spring palette. Are they in the UK or are they on some other part of the world where the like seasons are different? You know what I mean? Because I know like Australia and like Glaminatrix is based in Australia. Right now Australia is in their summer, so it makes sense for them to release summer palettes. I'm wondering if Mica Beauty is the same, because this Blooming palette is, well, one, it's available. Oh no, this is the new version, so I guess they redid it in some way. So it's available for pre-order. It's going to be $54.56. It's another 15-pan palette with 5 mattes, 5 shimmers, and 4 of the shimmers are multi-chromes. Okay. Yeah, this is too springy for now. I don't need that at all. Bellabeautebar, they are releasing their Angles of Illumination. It's 15 duochrome shades and 1 multichrome. I thought we were done with these all shimmer palettes. Who asked for this? And this is $65 and it's available now. It's gonna be a no for me. I wish my chatty get ready with me went up before this video, because like I'm still feeling all of the feelings from that, and really you guys, like I don't understand how things are being priced currently, and it's just a little aggravating. But hey, so $65 for this Angles of Illumination, which are apparently a bunch of duochromes with a multi-chrome, and this is giving me vibes of like those brands that did those all duochrome palettes that were all kinds of expensive and also didn't hold up very well and did not have nice longevity. But I'm not saying that that's what that is, but you know. Anyways, moving along. So Bobbi Brown, they have a new bronzer out. Oh, this is nice. So it comes in 8 shades. This is a decent gradient. Yeah, this isn't bad. Although like 7, you know, there's the one super duper dark shade, and there's clearly a very drastic jump between 7 and 8. But I'm gonna let it go. But yeah, 8 shades is actually pretty good for a bronzer range. And it has no phthalates, parabens, sulfates, all of the bad things. It's available on Ulta for $47. It has a matte finish. It looks nice. And Bobbi Brown is technically luxury, so I understand the price point. I mean, the packaging is kind of rudimentary and looks really basic, so like, eh. And you can probably get a cheaper bronzer somewhere else, or yeah, I don't know, maybe, but I do like the range of this for the most part. Those 8 shades do look pretty decent, and they don't look straight up orange, which I like, especially looking at the darker shades in the range. Because sometimes when you get to like deeper skin tones, the bronzers tend to just be red, like straight up red or straight up orange, and you don't get anything that leans a little bit more neutral, so it looks a little bit more natural. So this actually does, from an undertone perspective, look pretty decent. So I'm not mad at that. Okay, so Patricia, Patty. What's going on? What happened? Because Patricia just decided she was going to drop a bunch more of her Chromolux single eyeshadows. Now, these retail for $35 each. And from what I understood, people weren't exactly in love with the first ones that she did, so I don't know why we have more. Also, why no? This just feels so random to just drop a bunch of these single pot shadows like a week before the end of the year. It just feels out of place, not really well thought out. And typically I feel like when Pat does her releases, like they're usually thought out better in terms of you get like a week or so of promotion with the really cute imagery and all that nice fun stuff. And this was just like, hey guys, we got some single shadows. I was confused. I'm still confused, if we're being honest. And I don't want this. $35 each for a single shadow. And quite frankly, these are single like shimmer shadows. There's no shiftiness, there's no multi-chromeness or anything to it, so it's like, really? But if you are interested, you already know Pat McGrath goes on sale a month later. So just wait. You'll get it at a discount if you really, really, really wanted to try this. I would love to know if anyone has tried the Chromolux and compared it to like Victoria Beckham. I'm going to assume that the Victoria Beckham might be a better formula, but I would love to know if anyone has compared the two. If you have, let me know which you think is better. So Juvia's Place, they're releasing some new multi-chrome liquid shadows. They're going to be $15 each, which is actually really, really good in my opinion, in terms of pricing. I don't know how shifty these are actually going to be, and the good thing about Juvia's Place is that it's always on sale. So you don't have to pay $15. You can get this cheaper, and if you buy it at like Ulta, you could always use the $3 off of 15 coupon and whatnot. So you could always get this cheaper. So if you're looking for some affordable multi-chromes, definitely give that a try, because that might be of interest to you guys. There's not too much going on, which is kind of good. What is exciting though is that Sonia G has 2 new releases that will be coming out on the 19th of December. The first is a new brush set. I do believe that this is a limited edition brush set. This is a part of her holiday collection. So you're gonna get 4 brushes. It's like a pencil and 2 kind of like flat brushes, plus 1 that might be like the concealer brush. I don't even know what the name of that one is called, but it's gonna be $220. Now, I do believe that the reason why this is going to be so pricey is because of the fact that with this limited edition design, you know, there's those like hand-painted Japanese handles and whatnot. So that's going to add to the price of it. Oh, that's so pretty. Like, I love how these look, but I also don't want to spend $220 for 4 brushes just because it's hand-painted. Like, that doesn't sound like a good time to me. Now, in addition to the brushes, there is going to be a brush holder. Now, this is stunning. And I don't know if, like, the crane means something right now. But essentially, the theme for these 2 releases is this crane, you know, the bird. But the brush holder by itself is $260. I'm not paying $260 for a piece of wood. Granted, I understand the artistry that goes into carving and creating that brush holder. I just cannot justify it, and I will admire it from afar. It's beautiful. It's unbelievably beautiful, but I'll just admire it from here. $260 for a brush holder. But if y'all want, like, if anybody's watching this and is like, I want to gift it to you, and no one does. Like, none of my family watches my channel. My dad does a little bit, but like, none of my family's watching this. Like, oh girl, we gonna buy you a $300 brush holder. Whew, that's funny. But yeah, so I mean, I think it's exciting. I think it's a beautiful release. Definitely pricey. So yeah. Apparently, Viseart has a couple new quads as well. Like, Viseart is going to be one of the brands that I forget about in 2024. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. It's just that I have a ton of Viseart palettes that I just don't use. I don't reach for them. I think that while their quality is nice, I think they are overpriced for what they are. And their shimmers are subpar at best. Especially now that I've discovered Esom shimmers. Like, yeah. Like, the Viseart mattes are great. But also, brands have really stepped up their matte formulation. So Viseart doesn't stand out as much as it used to in the past, in my opinion. Like, in the past, Viseart really, really stood out for their matte formulation, but so many brands have improved their mattes that it's kind of like everybody kind of has a decent matte formula now, and it doesn't stand out at all. Now, granted, these are definitely affordable. It's $25 for 4 shades, but these are also really tiny. And it looks like it's just 2 options, a sort of warm neutral palette and then a purple navy kind of palette. So nothing exciting in terms of color story. And you only get 1 matte and like 4 shimmers. And in the warm neutral palette, the matte is actually too light to even be like a deep outer corner based on the swatches that they have of this on the dark arm, which isn't that dark. It's probably about my skin tone. So that the matte actually looks like the skin tone of the arm that they swatched, which is a problem because then you can't even use the matte shade. But yeah, $25 for those matte shades. So So I don't even know what to think about this. I saw this and I was like, wait, what is that? But Pout and Shout, which is this an indie brand? There's a turtle, and in the turtle there's a highlighter. Is this creative? Sure, but the turtle is a little scary. I'm just being honest. It's a little scary turtle, but like I don't know. I find this funny more than anything else. Like, and I'm not looking for impractical beauty products in weird packaging. That's just not where I'm at in my life. So that's gonna be a no for me. Robert Welsh, who's one of the twins that does beauty content. One does skincare, one does makeup. So Robert Welsh, they have a brush set with Sigma coming up. Now Sigma does this all the time where they'll do brush sets with creators. So I guess it's his turn. It's gonna be $100 and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brushes plus a lip mask. I think Sigma does enough sales that like you don't have to buy his brush set. Obviously the brush set is a little bit marked up because of the fact that it's a collab with a influencer, so it's going to be a little bit more pricey, but they aren't creating new brushes. And that's one thing that I always found a little weird with like these brush set releases, is that it's not exactly like they're creating a new brush. They're literally just taking existing brushes, putting it into a set and selling them. So I don't think you have to buy this set. There are other ways to support creators, basically. And you don't have to buy a pre-made set of already existing brushes. And if you do want to purchase these brushes, buy them on a regular sale that Sigma has, because you can usually get them at about 40% off. Ooh, so Guerlain has a new fragrance. The top notes are turmeric, ginger, and cinnamon. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Heart is Moroccan, orange blossom, and neroli. And the base is vetiver. That's definitely not how that's pronounced. And sandalwood. So I like this. It definitely sounds like it's a little bit more masculine leaning, but I'm intrigued. And then Tom Ford has another fragrance. This is the Vanilla Fatale fragrance. Oh, it has notes of chocolate. I hate chocolate, I think. Well, the top notes are spicy saffron and coriander. The hot notes are barley, roasted coffee, absolute, daffodil, and frangipani. I don't think that's how that's pronounced either. And the base notes are vanilla, smoky, mahogany, sweet, and tobacco. I do like tobacco in fragrances. It's cute. I love coffee, but I don't know. Again, these are things that I have to smell in store because you never really know. And it is the season of fragrances, because even YSL has a new fragrance, Black Opium over Red, and this is for women. Top notes are cherry, green mandarin. The hot is Moroccan, something that I can't pronounce. Aurica. Moroccan Aurica jasmine. It's one word. It's 3 words, one thing. Orange blossom absolute, black tea. The base notes are coffee, Indonesian patchouli, and Madagascar vanilla. Okay, that sounds nice. That's enough fragrance for me. Not interested in any of these fragrances, really. One, I have a ton of fragrances in my collection already, and fragrances are the things that they actually do go bad relatively quickly in terms of like the scent starting to fade or whatnot, so I don't want to be a fragrance hoarder. I did purchase, I think, maybe 3 fragrances this year. So I bought the K Alley Vanilla 28. I've been really enjoying that one, so I will continue to use it. I've actually made a pretty sizable dent in that so far, which is surprising. And I did purchase 2 Tom Ford fragrances because I got them at the cosmetics company store for 75% off. So solid discount. But other than that, I don't think I've bought anything else. Well, I did purchase the Fenty fragrance, and I think that was in the first Sephora VIB sale. And that, I love that fragrance. I know people don't like it and they think it smells like marshmallows. I've heard so many different variations of what it smells like for folks, and for me, I just think it smells sexy. Like, it gives me so much like sex appeal, and I'm like, and then people are like, no, I don't like it, and I'm like, well, I don't know, but it works with my body chemistry. I love the Fenty fragrance, but I think those are the only, I think that might be the 4 fragrances that I've purchased this year. I did get a couple from Fantasy Cosmetica, and you guys know I love the Fantasy Cosmetica fragrances. They are definitely more unisex leaning masculine than most fragrances. So something for you to consider if you were interested in picking it up. They do offer samples, so you can purchase a sample for I think like $2. So you don't have to buy the full size if you're not sure you're gonna like it. Buy a couple of samples, decide if you like it, and then purchase what you want. I have enjoyed every single Fantasy Cosmetica purchase except for the one that smelled like chocolate, and that's just because I hate chocolate. It's a me thing, like just a me thing. So definitely, if you like smelling like chocolate, marshmallows, s'mores kind of thing, you might enjoy that one. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah. Okay, moving right along. Salem Cosmetics. This is a pretty palette. And Sassy Fairy. I am guessing that's a creator. Yep. Oh, this is pretty. I really like this color story. The swatches aren't giving me confidence because those mattes look patchy in them swatches. What in the... But it's a pretty palette. 9-pan palette, 3 duochrome, 6 mattes. I don't know what the price of this is, but it should be available now. $38.88. And you can use discount codes to save, I think, at least 15% off. Okay, these are better swatches. That first set of swatches was patchy. This is pretty. But also, like, I mean, it's pretty unnecessary for me, but, yeah, this is a cute color story. Definitely deep grungy. Very interesting. You know, one thing I find quite interesting about these new makeup releases is that I feel like I haven't talked about Colourpop in such a long time. I remember when every week was a Colourpop week, and now it's like, are they still there? Are you guys, like, are y'all okay? Maybe they're about to go through a sale or something, because they have not been releasing or really, like, promoting anything, really. But, yeah. Interesting release from Rare Beauty. They are diving into skincare now. So there's the full Comfort Body collection, which has a aromatherapy pen, a hair and fragrance mist. I'm not spraying that in my hair. Why would you spray fragrance in your hair? A hydrating hand cream and a hydrating body lotion. It's going to be available on the 26th. At Sephora, in stores, I believe. So it's launching globally on December 26th, or you can buy it in Sephora on the mobile app on the 18th, which I guess that's tomorrow. So, I'm not in the market for any body care products. I am interested to see what the price of the skincare is going to look like, because Rare Beauty is typically quite affordable compared to other brands and products available at Sephora. So I'm intrigued from like a pricing perspective. What else? Nothing else is catching my eye. Is this another fragrance from Marc Jacobs? Yeah, so Marc Jacobs has another fragrance in this little pink bottle. It's going to be 119 or 101, depending on the size, I guess. Yeah, you guys, all of the fragrances. Not interested. Scrolling down a little bit, though, Singe Beauty, which you all know is Angelica Nikvis's brand. She's released a couple of new brushes. They're all sold individually. Oh, wait, but there are bundles and sets available. I don't know what the pricing of these are, though. I'm not in the market for any new brushes. Let me just start there. But, yeah, these do look like very interesting and unique shapes and practical shapes. So, definitely worth taking a look if you are in the hunt for new brushes. Oh, this is pretty. So, Sydney Grace has some new holiday bundles. This first one, is this Deck the Halls? It's like classic Christmas colors, like red, green, maroon, silver, gold. Like, it's so pretty. It's $26 for the bundle. That's not bad. 6 shadows for 26 bucks. It's not bad at all. And then the second one is a little bit more icy. So pretty. Okay, so Burberry has a new foundation. Oh, it's a matte foundation. Okay, I definitely need a new matte foundation. But what we're not gonna do is, this cannot be the skin range. Y'all. Y'all. Now, apparently it's exclusive to Selfridges. I am shooketh. This has 35 shades. And from what I can tell, unless I'm missing something, 4 deep shades out of 35? there has to be one slide missing in this. There has to be, right? Let me math a little bit here, you guys. Give me a second. 24. Yeah, okay. So something's missing. Because I was like, ain't no way. The math ain't mathing. So I'm looking at all the faces. I added it up. It's 24 faces here, which means that a couple of faces missing. So them couple of faces better look like they have a little melanin in them. Because ain't no way. Whew. I was about to be like, not in 2023 going into 2024, the year of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. What? Okay. I think that's it, because I think we're getting to where we talked about everything else before. I think the last thing I released, because yeah. So Milani, it looks like they have some bronzers, or some cream bronzers. I'm not in the market for any cream bronzers. And we already talked about the Melt and Bailey Syrian collection, which is still on my wish list. But honestly, after watching Tina, the Fancy Faces video, and she was like, that was patchy, and it was patchy. Like, her look, God bless. And Tina is quite skilled when it comes to makeup application. So the fact that she struggled, and I'm not a pro, I'm not nearly as skilled as she is, I just don't want to go through that struggle. Like, and I talked to Kara, and she said that it gives kind of like the Melt 420 palette vibes. And if you've seen my Melt 420 video, I felt like I went through trials and tribulations and was personally victimized by that palette, which is being decluttered. I'm actually giving it to my friend Colin because they enjoy the Melt formula, and I think that I don't want it in my house no more. So I'm giving that one away. So like the Bailey Syrian one, we gonna have to wait for a sale for that, because it's not, I have not heard like the greatest yet. So there's that. Okay, let me scooch over and we'll wrap this up. Alright, so honestly, this was a relatively short video compared to previous new makeup releases. So while the brands are still releasing, I do think they've kind of slowed things down a little bit, which is great, because one, it's holiday time, people have other things to buy, no one's really on the hunt that deeply for makeup at this point. So we need a little bit of a break, so thank God for that. Now, let me know down in the comments below, it's your turn. Let me know what you guys are interested in. That's not even a word. Let me know what you guys are interested in. Is there anything that you plan on picking up? Anything that you are waiting for a sale on? Just everything that you're thinking about, all the new products that are hitting the market. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. I appreciate you so much more than you know. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out to never miss a video from me. And as always, thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!